WebQuest can be used with any grade level and any content area as long as the student is capable of accessing and using the internet properly. A WebQuest is basically an inquiry-based activity that uses the internet for discovery and learning. It encourages students to reach a higher level of thinking. It can also be created using programs purchased on the internet, such as the ones I am about to show you. This one, I just googled WebQuest templates and downloads, and these are some that came up. And they seem pretty simple to use. It's just the fact that you have to pay for them. Some of them do give you a free trial, but you can also create a WebQuest just by using basic Word documents such as Microsoft Word or PowerPoint. The great thing about WebQuest is that you can create it yourself so that it meets the needs of your students while you are teaching them a particular unit. This website, WebQuestHowTo, which is pretty much a great, very informative website, just all about WebQuest, give you ideas, who kind of started them, all that kind of stuff. So if you ever wanted to look more into it, there you go. We're going to create our own WebQuest today using PowerPoint, since everyone should know how to use that, and everyone should also have access to it at their school. I plan on teaching middle school and would preferably like to teach middle school science. So I think using a WebQuest for this content and grade level is a great idea because the science classroom is a great place for self-discovery and just gives you a lot of opportunities for higher level of thinking. I, as you see, chose to do my WebQuest over natural disasters for my middle school students. It can be long and short as you like. It really doesn't matter. All you have to do is make sure you have all the information needed. I actually already created mine just to save time, but I am going to go through each section and show you what should go in it. Okay, as you see here, we have the sections already filled out. There are 6 different sections to a basic WebQuest. The first one is going to be the introduction. This pretty much just gives students background information to help them get started in the process of inquiry. A simulation type setup is usually a common introduction. Here I kind of told them that they were part of a news team and they needed to find out about natural disasters and share with the news audience all about them. There are different roles they will play as a group of 4: safety director, information specialist, meteorologist, and a history buff. So we're going to go next to task. Task includes challenging questions that encourage students to analyze a variety of information. Here I kind of just listed each role: the safety director, information specialist, meteorologist, and history buff, and kind of told them what their task was in general. It wasn't super detailed, but they're all able to tell what they are supposed to complete for this WebQuest. The next section is process, and this just gets more in detail. It's kind of where the teacher leads the students through each task, and it can kind of be considered like a timeline for the whole project. Here I did one for each of the role. This one's information specialist. Kind of told them what to do, exactly what questions they need to be answering, and so on. This one's for the meteorologist, the safety director, and then the history buff. And that kind of gives the history buff some things to go by because there obviously are a lot of different natural disasters that have occurred, but this kind of narrows it down. So from there, it told each person to look at the resources page. And obviously right now it's pretty blank. You want to fill this up with all the information they can need. But I am actually going to show you how to embed either a YouTube video or a link like this so that when they actually look at the PowerPoint, they can click on this and it'll take them to the National Geographic website. So right now I'm going to show you how to embed a link such as this. You are going to go ahead and bring up what website you want to use. We've already done the natural disasters one for National Geographic, so we're going to do this one next, the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention for natural disasters and severe weather. So make sure you have your website pulled up, such as this, and then go back to your PowerPoint. You're going to click in this section so that you can edit it. Right here you're going to right click click the hyperlink. Now this little box is going to pop up. To me, the quickest way this pops up, if you go back to that website, right here, go back to your PowerPoint, and that should appear in the address box. This one does not. So we're going to erase that. I think it's because I had another website open. I'm going to close out of these that I showed y'all earlier. Okay, and there, now it popped up. So see, this just pops up right here. I actually could have named this whatever I wanted. But as you see, whenever we go to show the PowerPoint and you just click on this, it takes you directly to the site. So I think that's pretty cool. It looks a lot neater than having just a bunch of links copy and pasted there. Of course you can do it that way. It's no big deal. Do it however you would like. But I just thought that was kind of neat to embed it such as that. So next we are going to go get out of this, and I'm going to show you how to put a YouTube video into the PowerPoint without just putting a link there. So first you're going to make sure you find your video. I will be using a video from YouTube, just a tornado pretty much. So find the video. All you're going to need is the URL up here. And then go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, first I'm going to close this little box out. You need to right click up here if that box isn't open and click Control Toolbox. This will pop up. Click the small right little tool area that says More Controls. From there, you need to scroll down and find Shockwave Flash Object. Click on that and a little crosshair area will appear. Draw a box with that. This white box will appear, and just go ahead and leave it there. It doesn't really matter how big it is or small it is. You're going to right click on this box, click Properties. From here, this list of crazy things are going to pop up, but all you have to worry about is the one that says Movie. So find that one. It should be about right here. Go back to your website. Copy this URL. And you're going to paste it right here. The only thing is where it says Watch and question mark, you're going to erase that. And wherever there is an equal sign, you're going to erase that and put a /. So that should be it. So after that's done, you can just X out of this. You don't have to do anything else. And then you can start your PowerPoint. And the video appears there. And so you should be able to click on it. It'll load. All that cool stuff. So I just think that's great to be able to click directly onto a YouTube video in your PowerPoint instead of clicking on the link, pulling up the YouTube page, waiting for it to load, hoping it's the right link, all that kind of stuff. You're guaranteed to have it if it's right here. So that's pretty simple. We're going to exit out of this. And I'm not going to keep going, but you would basically fill this resource section. You might have 2 or 3 slides even, with just links, videos, all the information your students are going to need to access the internet and find out what they need to know. So, next, we are going to go down to the next area, which is evaluations. Here, I suggest putting a rubric. You can pretty much put whatever you want, but the evaluation section is just the area where you're going to let your students know how they're going to be evaluated. It really doesn't matter what kind of system you want to use. Right here, I have a point system listed. Pretty much it just goes by what kind of answers they provide, whether they're just short one-word answers to in-depth, clear. You can tell the student really put some work into gathering their information. So after the evaluation section is conclusion. The conclusion is just pretty much wrapping everything up. You can make this short, you can make it a little bit long. It's really up to you. It just kind of recaps what they were supposed to learn, what they were supposed to do, and it's going to tell them how to submit stuff to the teacher. So here I kind of just said, after their work is gathered, They might be gathering their work in a Word document and printing it out. They might be writing it down. They might be creating their own project from this and then putting it together with their other 3 group members and giving it to me. But just, it says submit it to the teacher, so that's pretty simple. As you can see, this WebQuest is done. It was not hard to do. It took a little bit of time, especially gathering the resources for your students will take some time, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. So, anyways, besides using PowerPoint, like I mentioned, you can also use a Word document. Same thing, you would just embed links, embed videos, put your information in. As long as you have these 6 sections, you're really not going to go wrong no matter what you do. If you have the talent to build a website, that would be great to build a website just for this. As you can see, creating a WebQuest is pretty easy and can be a creative way to get your students to learn new ideas, connect old ideas with new ones, and open or close a unit that you're about to teach or you're finished teaching. You could easily have this PowerPoint already pulled up on all the computers in the classroom before your students arrived. They would be ready to go, and you could just assign them to groups and they could sit down and get started. If you didn't want to create your own with PowerPoint or a Word document or some other way, there are also some that are already uploaded to the internet. One of the sites I showed you earlier that you can pay for also have some that some other people have already uploaded on here. I'm going to show you just an example, but if one of these fit your unit really well, you could use this with your students. This one's actually for a K-2 grade level, but it's science and it has some keywords. It talks about bugs, but over here are the different sections. Your student could click on each one, like introduction. This kind of gives the same idea. It's just in a website format. So anyways, no matter how you go about creating them, a WebQuest is a great way to help your students learn. It's a good tool in any content area at any grade level. And I hope you see that these are simple to make and you're encouraged to make one for your students.